I think a lot of people think I'm like stinking rich, but I'm just very, very clever with money. Someone asked if I'm gonna own a gun. There's no harm in keeping one in the house. No! If I moved because of Sabs. All right, let's just get this one out of the way. Me stop drinking alcohol has actually transformed my life. Is this guy good after that situation? Like, or did we bully him enough? Like, I saw myself physically online looking great, but deep down, like I was declining.
Then one slap this whip reverse. What's the west we pull up and burst. GTC's done mileage, really can't afford to crash and burn. Can I bend down and black real back? 433, that's all like tap. This night tech fleece too jumpy, yo Rubo, trust me.
Guys, please take 5 seconds out of your time to like this video. It's really, really important and it allows my videos to reach other people. The moment I get 5,000 likes, I promise you guys a brand new video will come out. So 5,000 likes, brand new video every single time. Thank you. I know my editor's gonna leave that part in, so yeah, man. What's good, LDN gang? I'm back again with another banger. I've been giving you guys a lot of vlogs. I've been giving you guys a lot of exhilarating, exciting, fun. I'm moving, I'm fighting myself, guys, a dog, girlfriend, a lot. And I like to sometimes just take a pause and just do like a nice, chilled, sit down video where I just speak to you guys and just answer a few of your questions, because it's not that easy to answer every single question in the comment sections or my DMs. So sometimes I always give everyone a chance to like ask me any question, and I literally try my hardest to answer all of them, and this is what I'm going to do in this video. So we're doing a little life update, a little confession slash why did I even move, what even made me want to relocate, what's been going on in my life, my mental health, my friends, my family, like, because I'm not gonna lie, if I was you guys, if I was like an audience to someone that like I like watching their life or just whatever they create, I'd want to know why they'd make a bold step like, you know, moving a whole country. You know, a lot of the decisions that I've ever made, if I'm being absolutely truthful, they weren't well planned. Like I was just like, boom. Like I'll face the struggles. Anyways, I'll get into that properly. So yeah, I just want to say once again, thank you guys for all of the support. I don't know what it is of recently. My old videos back in the days when I used to create content, I used to see a lot of views. I used to see crazy numbers, crazy engagements. And this time, although it's not the same as how it was like back in the days, I still feel way more appreciated. I don't know what it is. I feel maybe because I'm just dropping like vlogs and like the content I'm releasing nowadays is solely based on my life. I'm not having to force things. I'm not having to like sit down and like get people to come over. Like I'm literally just recording my life, and I feel like people are engaged, and I always feel so appreciated about it. Like I just want like thanks for watching me. I don't know if that makes sense. I really, really appreciate it, man. Smash 5,000 likes on this video because it actually really helps me. Like if you guys like the video, like it helps push it to other people, so it just grows the community. And if you want me to see 1 million subs, you're gonna have to do that. So yeah, so I put on Instagram, I made a poll saying life update based on like my move, like you guys should ask me questions. Yeah, let's just get straight into it. I don't like to do too much long talk. So the first question that someone asked me, how is Sabina different from all the ladies you've been with? First of all, I don't ever date the same women. Like I can't date someone, then have a failed relationship and then go date someone else that's similar to that person. So I always like to like test my waters and see, okay, cool, you know what, that didn't work. Maybe I should try this, and maybe I should try this. And I think the biggest difference with Sabs is not only just about the fact that, you know, I'm public with her and I'm posting things about her and, you know, we're vlogging together and so on and so forth. I think she genuinely is just a very calm girl. Like, you know, a lot of the times, like us guys, we think we want a troublesome girl. We think we want a girl that's gonna give us like, you know, headache here and there. But like when you have a girl that's just relatively calm, like doesn't stress you, doesn't bother you, doesn't force you to do things, likes you for you. I don't have to be somebody else when I'm with Sabs. Like she just appreciates me. And you guys need to remember, like we met online and we had a long distance relationship. So we barely knew a lot about each other, but we made it work. And like I feel like for us to have made it work, it just meant like there was something special, because the time we spent apart, I don't know what it is, it just feels completely right. It felt like it was meant to be. So yeah, I think with my other people that I've dated, like the other exes that I've dated in the past, it's like I've had to like constantly be proving myself, rather you just being calm and just enjoying me for me, my company and everything. I don't know if that makes sense. I might have answered that question very badly, but somebody will get it. And if you get it, then you get it. Aside from YouTube, what else do I do for a living? I feel like I've answered these questions like a lot of times. So I think right now I've made YouTube my full-time thing. I've just said fuck it, like I'm gonna go ham. Oh, no more swearing, sorry guys, I'm trying to stop swearing. I just said, dang it. I'm gonna put most of my effort into YouTube. So right now I do like 85% YouTube. That's like my main thing. And then apart from that, in the past, I've invested my money into a lot of things, cars and properties. Those are my two main things. So obviously I rent cars on Turo, both in the UK and in the, well, I'm about to start in the US. I haven't started it yet. And that's my main thing. So like I rent cars and I make money online from like people renting cars and so on and so forth. And I also do Airbnb with properties that I own in Nigeria. So my monthly income comes from like renting cars, renting properties, and also YouTube. And on top of that, obviously I work with brands such as Boohoo, and I get constant payment from there monthly and here and there. So I'm not the most financially, like I'm not like, I think a lot of people think I'm like stinking rich, but I'm just very, very clever with money. Like I spend when I know I'm going to make back. Like I don't just spend, if that makes sense. And like every single expenditures that I make is made back. For example, I travel a lot, and a lot of people ask me like, oh, you travel so much, you spend so much on flights and hotels. But like, if I'm traveling to a country, best believe I'm gonna film some contents there. And like, in a way, it might be a break loose, but I will make that money back. And it's like, that's how I live my life. I'm living a life of doing what I love doing, but making money whilst doing those things. And that's why I've made YouTube my prioritize. Like that's the one thing that I must always make money from my lifestyle. And then obviously things like Turo, things like Airbnb, things like, you know, the brands that I work with, those are like extra money to my side, like to help me just buy things and like go to the club, if that makes sense. How expensive has the move actually been, if you don't mind me asking? So my flight was cheap. My flight wasn't that bad. What else? Okay, so, all right. The most expensive thing obviously will be the furniture. So I really haven't had to buy that many things. Obviously I bought a bed, I bought the nightstand, I bought these chairs, I bought essential things. But the good thing is obviously I didn't have to buy like a TV, because Sabs bought her TV, a couch, Sabs bought her couch. It's not been that bad. Like I'd say I've probably spent up to like at max with everything to do with the house and my stay, with flights and everything, maybe like 3.5, 4 grand. I'm guessing, I might be wrong. Which to me is not that bad, because like, that's like, I probably spend that if I was in the UK or Nigeria or something like that. So it hasn't been that bad. And obviously people are like, oh my God, you bought a car as well. But like I had a car in the UK, which I sold. So like selling that car, buying a new car here, like it's all equalized. Like I've not really spent a ridiculous amount of money. And like all of my setup here, like my MacBook, my PlayStation, my desktop, I bought that all from the UK. So everything is still basically the same. And like, yeah, it just felt like I just carried some things from the UK and brought it here, and I just bought extra things. Someone asked if I moved because of Sabs. All right, let's just get this one out of the way. I would never in my life make a crazy move like this because of a woman. That is the last thing I will ever do. Don't get twisted, women have made me do crazy things in the past. Like a woman made me buy my dog Lucky, like, but to pack my bags, sell my car, and relocate to a whole different country, never. The whole move initially started from, I don't know if you guys were watching my vlogs in the past, the first time I visited America. So I did a tour. I went to New York first, then I went to DC, then I went to Houston, and then I went to ATL. So when I did that tour, I did it with Shakes. It was for Davido's concert, so we were going to different states to go watch him. I was also using that tour to see if I could actually enjoy and live in the US. So when I went to New York, I was like, okay, this place is nice, but it's nothing crazy. Then I went to DC, and DC was just a bit too political for me. Like it was just a bit, just boring. Then I came to Houston, and that's when I did my collaborations with Kiana J. I met up with some other YouTubers, and I went to all these African clubs. Like I had so much fun in Houston. Like if I show you guys my throwbacks and everything, like Houston it caught me like this. And then I went to Atlanta at the end of the trip. Although Atlanta was nice, it felt dangerous, it felt rough. It just felt like I can't live a safe life here. Literally, the moment I got back to the UK, a week before that, Dice just moved to the US. So he had his own different reason for moving to the US. So he just moved to the US, and I got back to the UK, and I just couldn't stop thinking about Houston. I couldn't stop thinking about it. And day by day, I was just feeling lonely. I was feeling bored. And obviously you guys already know, like I cut off a few close friends that I had from back then. And I only had like 2 real people in the UK left. Like obviously shout out my guy Abs and my female friends, like I can name all of them, Cocaina, Justina, every single one of them that are still in the UK. But it wasn't enough for me. I felt like something was still missing. And day by day, I was waking up in the UK, I was bored. I was like, what am I doing? Like, I didn't want to film videos in the UK anymore. So then I was on Instagram and then I met Sabs, and then me and Sabs, it was nothing at the start. I was like, who's this cute girl? Like, I just started talking to them, started FaceTiming, like literally wasn't anything serious. And then Dice invited me to come and visit him in Houston. I was supposed to go to Lagos for my birthday in October times, but Dice was like, oh, you might as well just come Houston and come and do it in Houston. I was like, you know what? Why not? Like, let me just go to Houston. So it was after that, then Sabs then met me in Houston around that time because we were talking. I just thought, let me fly this girl down. Let me even see what I'm going with this babe. Like, and then everything just looked right. Like in that moment, during my birthday time, everything looked so right. I was with my guy, we was filming content, we was having fun. Then there was Sabs, I'm not too far from you, my American babe, and da-da-da-da. And then I was going out and I had so much fun and I met so many people. I was like, this is home. And at that time, I rented a range in Houston. So I was driving a range. I was like, oh, I can get used to these big roads. Like, it just felt right. And then I went back to the UK. And I was in the UK for like another month or 2. And it was like, I went from this to this. And I'd go to Lagos, and Lagos is like an automatic, I love it. So that wasn't really my stress. But then I come back down the moment I got to the UK, and I was like, I might as well just go to 2 places where I have a good time, Lagos or the US. So why don't I just move to the US, and then whenever I want, I go visit Lagos. So that way I'm never down, I'm always up. And that is the real, honestly, that's the truth. I figured that I couldn't just get an apartment immediately, and Dice wasn't in that position either. So I spoke to Sabs like, oh, you know what, like let's try to see if we can do this thing together. Let's just make it work. You know, you've been to Lagos with me, you've been to London with me. We know we like each other, we understand each other, we respect each other. Like, let's just do it. Like, why not? Boom. And that's the reason why I'm in Houston. So it was mainly because I wanted to be in a different place. Obviously, there was additional things that just drove me here. So that's my main thing. How am I doing mentally? Obviously, mentally, I'm stable. The one thing about me is that as long as I'm eating well and I'm going to the gym and I pray every night and I'm alive, my mental health is always a 9 out of 10. It's never 10 out of 10 because nobody's perfect in this life, but it's always a 9 out of 10. Nothing ever brings me down. Honest to God, I'm always optimistic. I don't worry about money. I don't worry about my health. Everything is always optimistic with me. Like, if I want to have a good time, I will go out and have a good time. Like, unlike a lot of people, I'm actually, and I'm not faking anything online. Nothing you see on my social media is fake. Like, if I'm in Lagos and you watch my vlog, you see when I had a Merc, I didn't have a Merc. We rented a car, we didn't have a car anymore. Then we're driving my brother's Corolla, Toyota, we're rich, we're poor. Like, everything is, I show you guys everything. Like, then I come to America, I buy a range, the range spoils, I buy the range and then I repair the range. Like, you guys get to see, like, nothing is fake. So like, I really enjoy my life. So yeah, mentally, I'm a 9 out of 10. So we thank God for that one. Someone said, how has moving to Houston inspired your content creativity, i.e. trying new things? So I think what I'm trying to do for now, it's been 2 weeks since my move. I want to feel comfortable in the country first. Like, I want to know the roads, I want to know the places, I want to know the right people. I want to feel like I fully understand the country first. Once I feel that, then I'll start trying new things. Like, there's so many, like when I tell you there's so many things I want to try, like I have a list of like, not just American things, just things in general that I want to try in this country. That we have great sunshine, we've got good heat. But for now, I just want to feel comfortable, like I fully get the country, and then I'm going to be doing my thing. How is the financial situation being compared to the UK? That's a great question. So I need to remind a lot of people that I am not a 9 to 5 working guy. Like, I don't live a 9 to 5 type of life. Like, I make money based on how I live my life. If I decide to post 10 YouTube videos this week, I will make a certain amount of money. So I make money based on my life, if that makes sense. And then on top of that, like, I make money from my businesses and so on and so forth. So for me, I'm constantly earning in pounds, and like, I earn good money, if that makes sense. Like, I earn very, very good money. So how I was living in the UK, I think it cost me more to live here. Obviously my apartment is higher here, but it's in dollars, which is kind of similar to the UK. Like, so in the UK, I was spending about 1,100 and something in the place I was living at. and here I'm spending in dollars like 1.5. So like it's kind of similar, if that makes sense. And then on top of that, I feel like little things like cost of food, drinks, and any little things that I buy, it kind of translates in terms of prices. Like in the UK, things cost more, but obviously it's already taxed. And here, things cost less, and then they tax you after you pay. So it looks like you're spending more than you should be spending, but it's really kind of similar. And after you convert it from pounds to dollars, it's very similar. The only problem about the US that I don't really like in terms of financial wise is I'm scared of injuring myself because obviously healthcare, but I'm soon going to sort out my insurance on that. That's already something I'm already doing. Parking, every time I want to go out to have dinner with Sabs, like in a normal place, I have to pay for valet, which is like $40, and they just find little ways to take money out of your pockets. Fuel here is very, very cheap. I spend like $50 on the range for a full tank, which is crazy. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I also feel like I've not experienced enough to say much about the financial situation. So I think so far, so good. Someone asked me, why did I stop drinking alcohol? So me stop drinking alcohol has actually transformed my life. Right, let me give you guys a quick backstory as to why I was drinking alcohol excessively at one point. So after I had a little situation, the little hiccup that I had online on social media, which a lot of you guys probably know about, and I hate the fact that I even keep mentioning it, but it did have a toll on me. I feel like after that situation, like I felt like I had a point to prove. I felt like I was being judged by a lot of people online. I felt like people was monitoring my life to see if I was good. Like, is this guy good after that situation? Like, or did we bully him enough? Like, did we scare him away from the internet? So the end of last year, like from like July to December, I was going out so often, and like I was going to the club, I was going to the lounge, I was popping bottles, I was doing it there. And at the time, I felt like I was just having fun. Until I came to a realization before the year ended, like, wait a minute, I'm just doing this just to prove to people that I'm good. Like, oh, you lot are there, lot LL, but that's honestly what it was. I saw myself physically online looking great, but deep down, like I was declining, like I wasn't going to the gym as much, I was losing weight, I was waking up with headaches, my hairline was receding, like a lot of things was just messing me up mentally. And I just said to myself, do you know what? Not even that I'm gonna reduce drinking alcohol, I'm just gonna stop. Because why do I even need to do it in the first place? Like, I'm just gonna stop. I don't need it for my videos, I don't need it for my life, I don't need it to talk to girls, I don't need it to, I'm great regardless if I drink or not. I was just doing it to please people. So I just said, you know what? I'm done, like I'm not doing this no more. And ever since then, like I've been way more like physical at the gym. You know, I'm not back at my weight yet, but like I'm looking a lot better physically. I'm a lot more active. I wake up early in the morning, I eat better, I'm more mentally stable. I just feel so healthy. I just feel so much better. I'm honestly don't think I'm ever gonna touch alcohol again. And if I do, then it will never get to that extent that it was ever at. But my plan is to never go back there. Someone asked if I'm gonna own a gun. I actually don't know. Obviously, the correct answer is no. No, mom, I'm not going to own a gun. No, I'm not doing that. But I think after like a year or two in this country, once I fully adapt and I become a Texan boy, there's no harm in keeping one in the house. No, I'm not going to have a gun. No, no gun. How are you able to find friends easily? Because I've moved to the US for more than a year and a half and I have none. All right, this is the same situation I had with like Sabs when she finally moved here. She was like, oh, it's easy for you to find friends, but for girls and da-da-da. And I just said to her, for someone like me and her, we're content creators. Like a lot of the times you make friends online nowadays. Like that's how you make friends. Unless you made friends from like back in the days when you was at school. Now you make friends online. And I basically had to like convince her, like, look, meet up with other content creators, do a collab with them, sense their vibe, meet up for drinks. Like, you have to reach out to people. Like, honestly, that's what I just did. Like, thankfully, I had people reaching out to me saying, yo, you're from Houston, let me show you around, da-da-da. And I was picking wisely, but you also have to reach out to people, see who's in the same field of work as you. It will be awkward. The first few times will be very awkward, don't get it twisted. But after a while, you start getting used to that person. That's how friendship is created. So someone asked if me and Sam living together has improved our relationship. Most definitely. I think initially at the very start, I'll be honest with you guys, when obviously like the first couple of days, weeks, like I was looking like, you're gonna leave that plate in the sink. Like, oh, you know, you're gonna brush your teeth before you eat, or like, I was just judging, like, we're both judging each other based on like little things that we do, like, like, you know, are you gonna drink the water from the fountain? Like, just bare little things we were just like judging based on each other, and it was kind of weird to adapt. But like now, because of the fact that we're starting to understand the way the both of us live and like interact and so on and so forth, it's so much easier. We're both kind of in a routine together now. It just feels more, serious than all this relationships I was in the past before, where I had to link up with you and then 20 minutes later, I don't know how to explain it, but like it feels a lot more smoother. Like it feels a lot more better. Okay, so someone asked, why didn't I post my ex? And why am I posting my current American girlfriend? Obviously, first of all, I'm not used to posting girls that I'm dating. That's not my thing. Like, I'm always low-key with it. But I think with Sabs, first of all, I matured. Like, I grew up and I matured, and I noticed that a lot of people that's in the same field as me in terms of being a social media content creator, being public. Like, first of all, I used to hide my age. I didn't used to tell people my age. Like, I used to hide so many things, and I was just like, why? And then Sabs brought up the idea of like, you know what, instead of you going around like filming with all these different girls who would then like not want to film with you anymore, like just film with me, I'm your girlfriend, like just put me in, you know what I mean, like make your life easier, like just. And then, yeah, that's why I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah, first started off with just YouTube. I told her I would never do Instagram, like I would never post her on Instagram. Then I just started posting her on Snap. Like I was admiring her beauty. I was like, I have to share this to people. And then from there, I was like, okay, fine. Maybe I can put you on Instagram. Like it was a slow development. Like, and this is me coming out of my comfort zone, because I wouldn't normally typically do that. And I think with my exes, like they didn't want to be in the limelight. They were like, no, keep it private. So it was like, fine. Yeah, it works both hand in hand. Okay, another question is, do I sometimes wish I didn't move? No, I don't regret any part of this move. I wish I did it sooner. I literally wish I did it like a year ago. To be fair, I had plans to do it right after uni, but I wish I actually made this bold step like a year or 2 years ago. I feel like I'd be so much more bigger, better, more financially, you know, stable. I'll be at a better pace. But I think it's not too late right now, and I'm glad I'm doing it at a pace where I'm with my best friend and my girlfriend. It feels like it's the right time. I wish I did it sooner, but this time feels perfect. Someone asked me what are some things I miss about the UK. I miss Lebanese grill. That's one of my favorite places to eat. I miss my mom's cooking. Obviously, I miss Lucky. You can tell I don't miss much because I'm struggling to think. That's it. Are you willing to link up with aspiring content creators in Houston and give feedback? 100%. I think one thing I want to do in like a couple of weeks is start to link up with like other content creators and start to collab and start to like really touch base with the US and just come away from just Dice and Sabs in their apartments. Like, but soon that's gonna happen, but there's time for everything. I'm here for a very long time. One more, I'm just gonna find one more. Someone asked if I'm gonna get a job in the US. So yeah, guys, my long-term plan is I wanna eventually become a real estate agent in the US. I think after like a year in this country, I wanna get my real estate license. I wanna start promoting, you know, properties. I'll have like a whole separate channel where I'm doing like properties and so on and so forth. Eventually, I wanna get into real estate. I wanna sell houses. I wanna keep the same hustler mentality with like properties and cars and so on and so forth. Like, I don't really want that to change from me. Apart from that, that's all the questions I have. A lot of the other questions are very, very similar, so I have to like brush them in the past. But if you guys have more questions, look, ask me in the comment section. This is the time, because this is that type of video where I will be answering everyone's questions that I didn't answer in the comment section. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna go watch some TV, play some Fortnite, I don't know which one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Then one slap this whip reverse. What's the wax we pull up and burst? This GTC's done mileage, really can't afford to crash and burn. Can I bend down and black your back? 433, that's all like tap. This night tech fleece too jumpy, yo Rubo, trust me, don't